All right, folks, welcome back. Looking for a challenge. I've been seeming to get a lot of easy puzzles lately. Maybe the days that I'm missing aren't so easy. Or the days that I'm missing are the not so easy ones. I don't know how to talk today. Okay, well, this one has a lot of beautiful puzzles. I love it when there's like a line like this. Like you see this 2 covers that line and this 2 covers this one spot. So we know there's a 2. We got some lines there that are pretty neat. So I do enjoy the line. So symmetrically, this is there's this line here too, and the 2 goes through the line, and the same 2 goes through the line. That was kind of fun. You see these nice little grooves are nice. This 8 comes through. There's an 8 in the right, an 8 through the center. So there's only one spot left for the 8 there. So there's a couple little neat lines that help some symmetry right off the bat. Let's take a gander and let's start with the ones, shall we? I see 2 ones here across the top, across the bottom, and we have 1 here for the right, so there's only 1 spot left for the 1. We got 2 ones down here in the bottom 3, only 1 spot left for the 1. Now we have this one down the left, this one through the center, this one through the middle. 1 spot for the 1, and then the last cube over here, 1 through the center, middle, 1 through the bottom, 1 through the right, 1 through the left, only place left. Bada boom, bada bing, all the 1s are done. Then we're going to move over to the 2s, maybe? I'm not seeing a lot of solutions on the 2s. Okay. Whenever I see 2 or 3 spaces left in a line or a column or a cube, I like to look at it. So this bottom one, I need a 1. I need a 2. Well, it can't be here, so one of these 2 is a 2. I got a 3, 4. I need a 5, but it can't be these 2 because of this 5. So actually, this is the only one left is a 5. 6, 7, 8, and I need a 9. And I do have a 9 right there. So there's my 2. There's my 9. So you see now I have 3 left here. So I've got a 1, a 2. I need a 3. Well, it can't be here, so one of these 2 is a 3. I need a 4. Got no help for that one. A 5. I need a 6. Well, this 6 comes right down the center, so this is the only spot left for a 6. So usually I don't use pencil marks with the easies, but just for some giggles, I know these 2 are now my 3s and 4s. I've got 2 spots left here in this column. 1, 2, 3. Looks like we need a 4 and a 7. And I do have a 7 here that says no 7. So there's my 4. And there is my 7. Now this top row now has 3 vacancies. I need a 1. Okay, got the 1. I need a 2. Well, I can't have a 2 here, and I can't have a 2 here. So there's my 2. Okay, we need a 3. And a 3 could go either one of those spots. I don't see anything vertically or in their cubes to help eliminate it. 4, 5, 6, 7, and then I need an 8. Okay, so what did I say? A 3 and an 8. Let me jot those down with my pencil so I don't forget. A 3 and an 8 and a 3 and an 8, and that's okay. We'll come back to it. Okay, now look at this. We've got 3 spots here, and just like the symmetry down here, we might get something that's here. So let's take a look. We got a 1. We need a 2. Now we need a 3. Now folks, usually I don't talk about ghost rows or columns until we get to the harder ones, but you see how one of these 2 is a 3? That tells us that these 2 can't be a 3, and I call that a ghost row. So even though we don't know which one is a 3, we know that this column cannot have a 3 anywhere else because one of these 2 has to be a 3. So that tells me these 2 cannot be a 3. It has to be here. So there's my 3. We have a 4. We need a 5 and a 7. So just like we didn't know exactly down there, we don't know right here. So 5 and a 7, a 5 and a 7. Now we've got 2 numbers missing here, and we got 2 numbers missing here. Let's look over here in this first one here. We got a 1, 2, 3, and we need a 4 and a 5. Okay, I'm looking horizontally here. I don't see any help, so I'm just going to throw in my numbers here, keep my pencils nice and clean. Now the two numbers that I'm missing here look like a 2 and a 9. And I'm looking, and I don't have any help for those, so we're just going to jot those down. Usually when one number starts to resolve, they cascade like dominoes and just tell you what they all are. So we'll just keep a little good pencil marks there. Let's see what else we have. Okay, so I'm looking over here in this right cube, and I notice a 1, I notice a 2, I need a 3, and I see this 3 right here that says you can't have a 3 here, and then I saw this 3 that says can't have a 3 here either. So this is the only spot in this cube that can be a 3. Now those pencil marks, see we had a 3, so now that makes this one an 8. All right, so we need a 4, and we can't have a 4 here because of this 4, and we can't have a 4 here because of this 4. So this one is our 4. Then we have a 5, and then we need a 6, but we can't have a 6 here. So there's our 6, 7, and then we only have one number left in the cube, so that has to be whatever comes out, which is an 8. Okay. All right, we've got 3 numbers left here. We got 3 numbers left here. We got 3 numbers left here. We got 3 numbers left here. Now I like these 3 because not only are they in the same column, but they're in the same cube. So that will help us out a little bit different too. For instance, I'm going to count backwards. We have a 9. We need an 8. Well, I can't have an 8 in the top, and I can't have an 8 in the bottom, so the 8 has to go here. Then we have a 7, 6, 5. We need a 4, okay, and a 3, and then we need a 2. So a 2 and a 4, and a 2 and a 4. Those are the ones that are missing. Okay. Very good. All right, let's look down here in this cube. We've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need a 6. Well, a 6 can't go in here. It could be one of these two. We don't know which one just yet. We've got a 7. We need an 8. Well, an 8 can't go here in the left, and it can't go here in the top. So that's the only spot left for our 8. And now with this 6 going here, we know that this one is our 6. The only number that we have left now is our 9, with only one spot left to go. And now when we look vertically, we can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're missing a 6 in this column. Okay, now we have 2 numbers missing here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we need a 5, 6, 7, 8, and a 9. A 5 and a 9. Now we do have a helpful 9 here that says this can't be a 9. So that has to be our 5, has to be our 9. Now you see these pencil marks here. Now that we put our 9 here, that one has to become our 2 now, and this one has to become our 9. Now that we have this 2, see everything's just going to domino, so you got to be really careful with your pencil marks. Now this can't be a 2 anymore, that has to be a 4. That's going to have to be a 2. Now that we have a 4, this can't be a 4, that has to be a 5, has to be a 4. I tell the story all the time about my longtime friend, my neighbor who used to try to play, and he would start off and write pencil marks for every single square of every single possibility, and he would just get so overloaded with all the numbers he wouldn't be able to do even the simplest ones. And so I only mark the puzzles when I have 2, sometimes 3 numbers available, just to keep the pencil marks nice and neat and clean. And you got to be real careful because I have messed myself up plenty of times forgetting to erase and update them as I go. So you got to kind of keep an eye on those as you put new numbers in. All right, so now this cube only has 3 numbers, but if we look as rows, each row is only missing 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we need a 5 and a 7 here, and we have a 7 here, so this has to be our 5, and there's our 7. We got 2 numbers missing here. One looks like a 2 and a 4, and I do have a 4 and a 2, so I can just swap them around. There's my 2, there's my 4. 2 numbers missing here. 1, 2, we need a 3. Looks like a 3 and a 6, and I have a 6 already right here. So there's my 3, there's my 6. Okay, now this column is only missing 1 number. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, looks like a 9. Okay, so now we can look at these cubes a little bit now that we've got some more numbers in there. 1, 2, let's see, I need a 3. No help yet for my 3. Now I need a 4. Now the cool thing here is I've got this 4 here that says cannot be here. So there's my 4. Now I'm just keeping the pencil notes on the side of my noggin there, and I see this 4. So now this has to become a 3. Now that has to become a 4. Now the 2 numbers are missing here is a 3 and a 5. And look at this, I've got a 3 and a 5. So I'll flip them. There's my 5 now. There's my 3. Okay, now I've just got one number missing in this column. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looks like we're missing a 7. Now again, keep an eye on these pencil marks. As soon as I put that 7 in there, this can't be 7 anymore. So the only number it can be is a 5. If that's a 5, then that can only become a 7. 2 numbers if we're going, of course, vertically, but if we go horizontally, just one number missing. So there's our 3 and there's our 5. There you have it, folks. An easy puzzle. The easy puzzles, I don't normally do pencil marks, but the more I think about it, that is a more controllable puzzle that could give you lesser of a difficulty of having to use the pencil marks, but give you some experience of learning when you need them and how to control them and keep them up to date. I hope you guys had some fun. I always do suggest pausing the puzzle before we get started. Print you off a couple copies and play along with. As always, glad you watched, and would like to welcome any comments, suggestions, or challenges. I enjoy them all. I got stuck a time or two, and I've had some great comments to help me get through the puzzles myself. So thanks, folks, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.